And we're live.
Hi guys, welcome to another Inspired Chats. I'm Carl, this is Sarah, and this is Izzy. So tonight we thought it'd be interesting to do a retrospective on what has happened over the last 16 months. So none of us knew each other to begin with, and we met in adverse times, and there was the whole coronavirus situation kicking off, and we had lockdown one, which we thought would be, well, various things. I overheard one person today describe it as what did they say? A storm in a teacup, and it'll be over in a matter of weeks. And here we are 16 months later, and the world's only just slowly starting to return to some kind of normality. So, I mean, Sarah, what do you reckon?
Is it really been 16 months?
It was February last year, wasn't it?
Jesus.
Oh.
Well, I think it's been a bit, well, it's not been a bit, it's been very weird, hasn't it? Each lockdown has been a bit different and has its own challenges. I'm just casting my mind back now. It doesn't seems ages ago, but it's not. I think the first one, after I got over the initial what the hell's going on, I know a lot of people, found it quite difficult. And I understand, lots of people, lots of lives were lost and things like that. But for me, there was a little bit of a silver lining because I got reintroduced to my family.
Oh, really?
Because we were all put together and because we were all doing our own things. I don't think we'd ever spent that much time together in the house together for that amount of time. And yes, we had to do the old homeschooling thing, which I'm not a teacher, but big respect. I've got more respect for teachers now than I ever did because I never really knew I knew what they did, but I never realised how flipping hard work it was. So big respect to that. So I've got a new perspective on that sort of thing. We all got on really well. I need to get out. But I was really lucky, I think. So yeah, and me and my husband, we got on fine. Everything was good. In fact, it was better. So there is a silver lining to everything. And I learned to appreciate things more. I practiced more gratitude. I enjoyed the house that I was living in because we put more attention to it and did things up. So from all the misery and all the sadness, there was good things as well. And it was definitely a learning curve, definitely. To the whole of humanity and how we live our days. So that's my summary.
It's funny how things you take for granted. On Thursday last week, we went out for a meal. Now, we had to book it 2 weeks in advance to get a table, which is fair enough. I can live with that. But it's just something that you just used to take for granted, spending time with your loved ones.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you're not able to go out and spend time with your loved ones and things like that. It's really been a strange old year. I mean, Izzy, how have you found it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously my first year was cut short a bit, but I'm kind of glad that I did have my first year of uni experience because it just the people who had their first year this year it just looked so just lonely, and just obviously the experience wasn't the same. But then the first lockdown, I thought we're coming back after Easter, everything's gonna be fine again. And then but definitely it's made me not take things for granted anymore, when just booking a restaurant or going out to a bar or something just makes it so much more exciting, I feel like. Yeah, and it's kind of made me like, yeah, like I've had to reach out a lot to people, like obviously FaceTime, like all the family. So yeah, it's definitely not make me take things for granted. Yeah.
I think that, you know, there's been a lot of altruism out there, you know, when people really need help, and that's what separates us from the animals, this altruistic nature of just helping where you can. And we saw lots of awful things, but also we saw and heard about lots of really good things.
Yeah, everything's there and stuff.
Do you know what I mean? And I think it's just woken us all up a bit to stuff that we're told, stuff that we see, stuff that we hear. And, you know, it's how you interpret it yourself. But it's certainly opened my eyes to things just in my street and my neighbours. I've met people that I've lived with near for 20 years and I never knew them. And then when we had that victory day, people were just sat at the end of the drives and they were all waving at each other. I didn't talk, they were opposite side of the road and everything, but...
Did you do the clapping as well?
Sorry?
Did you do the clapping as well? The NHS workers?
Yeah, I did all sorts of bits and bobs, really. So yeah, I've met people like you guys that I would never have met if it wasn't for having to stop at home and because of flipping COVID. So do you know what I mean? I've met people through it that I wouldn't have before.
Yeah.
So yeah, apart from all the bad stuff, which there was probably a lot of, I try to remain positive and look at it that way. So I've learned quite a lot.
I've had 3 distinct reactions. So lockdown 1 was focus on things that were going off my life and focused on my training and getting healthy and fit, and I was really focused. And then lockdown 2 was, I felt winter was closing in, the dark nights were here, and I felt trapped. And then lockdown 3, to be honest, I felt helpless. I had an absolute torrid time of it, and it was the same person in the same house having the same day-to-day life, but just experiencing 3 completely different reactions to it. And it's only now I've come out of it that I realise quite how important certain things are to me.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think that you learnt anything, if you look back, what would you say you learnt this time? More self-care, to take time out more? What was it that's helped you now?
I don't know. I just dove into my work, and I'd gone back to university as well, and I was studying, I was working, I was trying to train, and I've just realised I just can't do everything to perfection all at once.
So yeah, so that's been a learning curve, and you've come out the other end, and you've realised that you can't do everything, but you can do one thing at a time well.
Yeah, do one thing quite well. So when I try and do 3 or 4 different things, it starts to come unpicked.
I think that goes for all of us, Carl. I think it's always good to just have one focus and then just do that one well. But you know, we learn. We don't. No day is the same. No week is the same. But everything that happens to us, we do learn from it going forward. And you've come out the other side all nice and shiny. So you obviously have, you know, been able to give yourself the care and the help and the support that you need and take time out.
it's interesting how the children have reacted as well. The children aren't playing out as much as they used to anymore. The reliance on their computer video games to give themselves entertainment. I wish that wasn't the case, but when you got kids who are trapped in the room because they don't want to come and sit in the lounge with the old fogies, they're trapped in the room. What do you do?
Well, my daughter started going out with her friend now, so they go for a walk after school. My son, he's a gamer. He loves gaming. But we did drag him out for a movie night the other day. So he did sit there for an hour and a half during the movie, and then he went back upstairs. And I thought that was progress. He lowered him down with popcorn or something. And asked him how's your day.
I did 2 movies the other day. I did Friday we did Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, good film.
Which was an eye-opener. Because the kids had never thought about certain aspects of the film before. And they were like, why couldn't he tell his friends that he was in love with Jim? And the kids had never experienced any of that because they live in a different world to what the 1980s was.
Yeah.
And then we watched.
But isn't that refreshing? Isn't that nice to know that they don't see that as a problem, and you can tell your friends and you can tell your family? Whereas in the 80s, it was still frowned upon because we had the whole AIDS thing, didn't we?
Yeah, and they found it really confusing as to why I was pretending to be in love with Mary and stuff. So it's refreshing that they feel as though they can be themselves now. And then we had the Joker on Saturday night, which was absolutely rubbish.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen it. Is it rubbish?
I thought it was rubbish.
Did you like it, Izzy?
I liked it, yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
yeah, he's that famous actor.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. I think he won a few awards for it, but yeah, quite 2 very different films.
Yeah, and I tell you what, during all this, because I don't watch a lot of telly, to be honest, because a lot of it I find quite boring or rubbish. But one of my friends told me about, because obviously we've got Netflix.
Netflix Party.
Sorry?
Oh, sorry. We had this thing called Netflix Party where we'd all watch something on Netflix and we'd all watch the same thing, but like on different screens, obviously. But yeah, it was another fun little thing.
And then talk about it.
Yeah.
Like a book club.
Yeah, yeah. But
Netflix club, yeah. No, I just watched stuff that I would call car crash TV. You know where you sit and you don't have to think?
Yeah.
And you just spend your night tutting. I got involved with something like that, and box sets, and through COVID and watching box sets on Sky or on Netflix. And I was like, I changed into a bit of a couch potato. So I was like, what am I doing? Why am I watching all these things? And I never used to understand what people meant about box sets and that they binge all weekend watching these films because they can't get enough. And I used to sit and think, idiots. And then I did it, and I couldn't help myself. And I'd be like, oh, perhaps, they've all gone upstairs. I'm going to watch another episode of whatever.
Got hooked in.
Yeah. I really liked Schitt's Creek. I don't know if anybody watched that. It was brilliant. It made me laugh so much, honestly. It lifted my mood. And when you find a corker and you can't stop watching it, whether you're a Peaky Blinder or you're a Schitt's Creek, or what else is there? Oh, there's loads. I can't even remember. But yeah, when you get stuck into something, it's really good, isn't it? Did any of you get sucked into the box set thing?
I don't watch telly.
I didn't, but then I got sucked in.
the occasional film. I think I maybe watched the whole of Lockdown including the 2 films this week, I probably watched 4 films.
But you were busy doing other things. You were busy focusing on getting fit and all that, weren't you? In your gym, in your backyard gym. Oh dear, that's impressive. Have you still got it? Take it, you still go in there.
Yeah, still go in there, although I'm injured at the minute.
So yeah, so you.
My headphones. I've hurt my hip, so I can't train at the minute.
Oh, maybe swimming.
I can't because I had a big tattoo session last week.
Did you now?
Mm.
Did you now? What did you have?
An elephant.
Where?
On my arm.
Oh. I was where you had it. I was going to say let's have a look, but I didn't know if you'd had it on your bum or anything like that. Is it big? Is it big? Is it?
I'll send you a picture when we're done.
All right. Cool. Pardon?
Why can't you go swimming with it? Because it's like still healing or something.
Yeah.
So did you succumb to anything, Izzy?
Sorry?
Did you succumb to any binge watching?
Oh, definitely. I think, yeah, more watching TV than actually doing Yeah, I mean, well, I have Netflix, so I'm just taking off all the shows.
I know. I'm trying not to watch telly now. I'm back to normal. Read a book. That's what I'm trying to do. Listen to music.
Looking forward for you guys to kind of transition back into normality.
So I've started going into the office a couple of days a week.
Yeah.
That's good. It's doing me good. It's good to see other people, and you don't realise quite how noisy an office environment is when you're used to the silence of being at home.
Yeah,
God. Look at you.
Yeah, well, kids are at school, Linda's at work, and I'm just sat on my Jack Jones.
Get a lot done.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So I think that's it for this week, guys. Thank you ever so much. And goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
We've never done that before. Sounds like a TV show. All right.